Well, we've been touching on this here and there this week, but now it's time to go a little bit deeper, a little in depth, all right? The Biden administration has admitted to flying 320,000 illegals into the United States that are inadmissible, by the way. They were inadmissible and brought them here without the knowledge or consent of the American public, using taxpayer dollars to deliver these folks to 43 different airports around the country. Of course, they won't tell us where. Why did this happen with the use of Customs and Border Patrol mobile application? That's how it was done, but why? The CBP has stated that it plans to expand immigration with this mobile app, claiming that this application allows Border Patrol to process immigrants more efficiently, while also cutting out violent criminals. Really? Drug and human traffickers, murderers? Clearly it's not working very well based on the latest headlines, would you say? Think of Laken Riley, or as Joe Biden would say, Lincoln Riley. Of course, he has no idea who she is. And other women have been killed. What about people killed by drunk drivers? American citizens are dead. These are the kinds of people coming in. We wouldn't even know where to find these immigrants or illegal aliens, as the federal government refuses to give the locations where they were dropped off so we can figure out where they are to send them back if we needed to. Here with me to discuss it is Turning Point USA Frontlines reporter Kalen D'Almeida. Kalen, good to have you here.
Steve, thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure.
All right, so here's what I truly believe. They'll admit to something. They'll admit that there were a couple of million people that came across the border last year. The true number, according to everything I've seen, more like 3.4 million, because you have all these gotaways. They'll admit to 320,000 people that were flown in. They're inadmissible illegal aliens. They couldn't walk across the border, but we fly them in on 747s to 43 airports. First of all, how is any of this legal? How does any of this make sense? How is Alejandro Mayorkas employed? I mean, I got questions, Kalen. I hope you have some answers.
Well, I think it really is with this current administration. None of what they're doing makes any sense unless you look at it from a lens of trying to destroy the country, to be honest. And it seems like a move such as this one, flying people directly from foreign countries into the United States first without letting the public know, and then asking for forgiveness later, seems to be their MO, rather than putting the interests of the American people first. And they've come out and said, well, we did this because it cuts out a lot of the bad people who are trying to come through, and it stops cartels from trafficking people through our borders. But if that were true, we wouldn't have the incident like what happened with Lake and Riley, right? We still have cartels funneling people through. We wouldn't have the federal government having Border Patrol act as a humanitarian aid organization to bring illegals into the country and process them and fly them elsewhere into the country. I just don't see it making any sense for the American people.
It has to be intentional, Kalen. It does have to be intentional because there's no other explanation. I mean, I go back to the numbers here, and I can look, and I keep it here so I can easily reference it. In 2010, we had 463,000. In 2011, 340,000. And it varied. In Donald Trump's first year in office, it was 310,000. There was a year where it surged, 2019, where it was 850,000. But then it was back to 400,000 in 2020. Last year, with the gotaways and those that they admit, 3.2 million. That's 8 times higher. That's 8 times. I mean, people try to say, well, it's double, it's triple. No, it's 8 times. I'm not real good with math, but 4 times 8 is 32, and I've got the numbers here. I mean, it's mind blowing, because here's the thing. You can look at the problems in Denver, where they can't afford to pay for services for citizens because they have to pay for the illegals. You can see the problems in New York, where the suburbs are saying, no, don't send those people to us. We're not a sanctuary city. You can see the problems all over California. And you can, of course, see Lake and Riley and that sort of horrible crime that was completely avoidable happen. Why would somebody allow this to happen? It looks like it's by design, but what? So you can be the master of a third world country? It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. And like I said, it only makes sense through one particular lens. It doesn't make sense for the interests of the American people. And I think that a lot of this is going to have to do with keeping themselves in power. because, I think you don't need voter IDs anymore. You don't need to be a citizen for a lot of things. You can just come here illegally and then live off the backs of hardworking Americans. And they're going to, of course, likely allow these people to be counted in the census and everything else, which allows places like California to keep their delegates up, even though places like California are terrible and everyone's fleeing. So,
well, there's one point that's exactly right. And I wrote about this first, I think, in 2017. Illegal aliens, when counted in the census, give a disproportionate amount of power to people, to states that allow this to happen. States that refuse illegals get punished because they have less representation in Congress and less representation in the Electoral College. California probably has 5 to 7 members of Congress right now they do not deserve. New York has 2 or 3. Florida has 2 or 3. Texas has 2 or 3. These states are getting the short, those states are getting what they don't deserve and giving other states the short end of the stick in representative government in Washington. There's no question about that. And it's interesting because Donald Trump signed an executive order in July of 2020 saying that they should only count citizens. As soon as Joe Biden came into office, they threw that out. And again, I say, to be in charge of what? You want the whole world to look like San Francisco or what's happening in Chicago? Who wants that for their neighborhood?
And it's amazing because I've been to Chicago and I grew up in Los Angeles and I've seen the homelessness. I mean, we have so many problems here in our own backyard with veterans and homelessness and the drug problems. Flying more people into the country and then putting them in tents in Chicago. They literally were trying to just build tents in the middle of very compact, city neighborhoods. And even migrants are saying, this is not what we were expecting. They didn't even want to be there.
They're complaining, Kalen. Migrants are demanding more action. I mean, I've seen migrants standing at city council meetings screaming that they deserve more. And I've also seen the drone footage of these giant facilities in and around New York City where they have these giant road tents, if you will, that are like barracks where they're housing who knows how many people. And of course, we don't get straight answers. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, sure. I think what we need to do about this is get a new administration in there, an administration that puts the values of Americans first, the interests of Americans first, that's going to take care of our veterans, it's going to take care of our drug crisis, it's going to take care of our homeless, and shut down the border. Absolutely shut down the border, designate the cartel as a terrorist organization, and let's actually take action and give the country back to the people.
You mean the citizens? You mean citizenship should matter? What a concept,
Absolutely.
Kalen. Yeah, what a concept. We should look into that. All right. Thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve.